Hi everyone, this is Vivek from Tech 101. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can integrate REST API in your Flutter app. So without any delay, let's start our video. Before starting our video, be sure to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to receive the notification of our upcoming videos. So if you remember, in the previous video series, we have developed an API using Fast API and Python, and in today's video we are going to use same API that we have developed previously, and we are going to make news app like this. So let me show you what we are going to build. So here in the home page we can see the categories of the news, and if we click on the each category, then we can see the list of news belonging to that category, and when we click on particular news, then we can read news from the original source. So let me show you the response of that API. So let me open my browser. So here is the documentation of API that we have developed, and this API provides the news of 5 categories, that is national, value, art, culture, money, sports, and our app contains exactly these categories. As you can see here, national, sports, money, value, and art, culture. So let's build this app. So here in desktop I have a folder called Flutter. So I will open command prompt inside this directory, and I will create a Flutter project right here. So to create a Flutter project, enter the command Flutter space create space your app name. So for now it's KTM post, okay, KTM news. Simply we can give in a news app. Okay, you will this will create our Flutter project in few seconds. So it's ready. Now we'll change directory to that news app, CD news app, and we will hire Visual Studio Code in foreign directory. So code space dot. Okay, our project is now in VS Code. So let's run this. Okay, it will take a few minutes to build the app. So we can see the app in my Android device. So let me resize the size of current window so that we can code by seeing the result here in the app. So first thing, I'm going to clear this comment and this my home page also. So we'll define our custom home page. So under the lib directory I'm going to create a new folder named screens. So all the dart files containing screen of your app are placed here. So let me create a new file, home screen.dart. So let me import material package, and I will make a stateless widget named home screen. Okay, and this will return a scaffold. And let's provide a app bar and give a title news, and let's center this title. Okay, and let's give a reference of this home screen in the main.dart file. So instead of this my home page, we are going to place home screen. And as you can see here, the default counter app is seen here. So if we reload or restart, then we can see our this home screen. So as you can see here, there is a app bar with title news. This is right here. So let's change the color, primary color. So it's by default blue. Let me change it to indigo, and let's remove this debug banner. So now it must go now, and as you can see here, the color of app bar is also changed to indigo. So here we are going to make a container containing image and title of that image. Okay, so like in our app, let me show you. Okay, we are going to build this container, and inside this container there will be image, and at the center of that container there will be a category of news. So let's build this. Okay, lost connection to device. Okay, let's build this again. Actually I have taken a screenshot of those screens, so let me open those. Okay, here is the screenshot of home screen. We can take a reference of this image while building, and here I have a txt file containing a list of these images and category data. So let me add that in our Flutter project. So here is a new document here. So let me copy all this and back to VS Code, and I will make a new folder named data. Okay, and inside this folder I will make a new dart file named home screen data or home data.dart. So let me paste here. So as you can see here is a list, and inside this list there is a map containing key value pairs. So we'll use this data later. So here in the home screen, in the body, let's try to build this container. Actually this one. So body will after building our first container, we will separate it from home, and we will make a separate widget. So first of all, let's build that widget. So let me make a container, wrap this with some pairings. Okay, I want to give some heights to this container, so height equals media query dot of context. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to make this container responsive, so it will adjust according to the height of the screen. Okay, the context dot size dot height asterisk 2.5. So let's see how big is this. And for now, let's give this some random color. And let's give this width double dot infinity. So it will take all the available width. So it's full. Okay, 0.3 must be suitable, so let's provide this container some decoration. So if you are going to use decoration, then we can't use a color right here, because color property is defined inside that decoration, so we'll add that in there. So here we have decoration, and decoration takes box decoration. So inside that box decoration, we can provide some border radius. So border radius dot circular 10, and let me give that color too, so that we can see that border radius. As you can see here, the border radius is seen in the screen. So let me reduce height to 0.25. Okay, this looks fine. Okay, now provide some background image. So this will take a property called image, and this image will take decoration image. Again, this will take image. So if you over here, then you can see this image property is required. So let's give image, and we are going to provide network image. So in our data file, we have a link to those images. So for now, I'm going to use one of those random, and after computing the UI of one container, then we will make multiple containers on the basis of those data. Okay, then okay, for now I can go with this also. So let's put a constant here for now. Okay, let's refresh this, and we will give it a property called fit. So it is going to be boxfit.cover. So it will cover the whole box. So in the center of this container, we are going to provide a text representing the category of that news. So after this decoration, I'm going to give property called child, and here I provide text. For now, I'm going to write politics, and I will wrap this with a center widget. So let me provide a const here. So let's reload this, and as you can see here, there is a text politics in the center of this container, but it is not readable. So let's provide some text style. So we'll give a font size of 20 and font weight bold. And all are white. Okay, as you can see here, now the text politics is readable. So our home container is ready. Now we'll extract all the code and make a new widget named home container and provide all this here. So let me open a file explorer, and I will create a new folder named widgets. So inside, okay, sorry, it's inside data. Actually I have to make inside this lib. So widgets, and inside this widget I will make a new dart file named home container dot. So let me import material package here, and I'll make this widget and give this a name home container, and it is going to return what we had built previously. Actually this widget, this container. So let me copy this. Actually let me forward this. And replace with this container. Okay, this must be fine. Okay, this will accept two arguments, and that is image URL. So let me get final string what image URL, and final string what title. So this & makes sure that the value being received is not null. So let's initialize this. Now in the home screen we'll make ListView.builder, so that we can make multiple containers on the basis of data we have. So in the body I'm going to make ListView.builder, and this item builder function is responsible for building all the containers. So it will take two parameters, context and index. And this will return a widget. So this is going to return this widget, that is home container. And home container takes two parameters, that is image URL and title. So let's provide those image URL and title. So all of our data lies inside in this dart file, and inside this list named my data. So we can take the reference of this my data in our home screen to access all this data. So okay, so This ListView.builder method needs one more uh, property called item count, and this item count is going to be length of our data. So I'm going to write my data dot length, and let's import this my data. Okay, let me add a comma here, and now let's provide this data. Okay, image URL is going to be my data index image, and title is going to be my data index title. Okay, let me add a semicolon here. Okay, let's restart this. Okay, as you can see here, about 6 containers are built, but the title is same and image is same. It is because we haven't give these values that we have sent, like this image URL and title inside this home container. Actually, inside this code we haven't replaced with the value that we have passed. So let me replace this with the value that we have passed, that is image URL, and it is not going to be const as it differs, and this is not null. Okay, and here inside title, and it is not going to be a constant. So this text style is going to be const. So let's reload this, and you can see here national, sports, money, valley, and art culture category is shown. So now we are going to build another screen. So let me show you. And now we are going to this news homepage screen. So this contains okay, this also contains a list of containers. So we are going to build this first container and make a widget and add the data that we received from API. So let's complete the UI part, then we will move to API part. So inside screens, I'm going to make a new file called newshome.dart, and inside widgets I'm going to build a news container dart. So let me import material package and stateless widget name news container, and this is going to return a container. Okay, so for now I will make a navigation to this page when user tap on any container. So let me wrap this widget with inkwell widget. This inkwell widget gives us ability to handle onTap method. Inkwell. So when user tap in this container, then this onTap method will be executed. So I'm going to write navigator.push of context, and it will take another argument route, that is material page route, and this material page route takes another argument builder, and this builder returns a widget. So news container, so let me import this news container. Okay, let's add some content here. So for now I'm going to give background color to green. The colors are green, so that we can observe our code works or not. So let me reload and click on item, then whole screen is green. That means routing works successfully. So let's customize this. Let me add a padding first. Okay, now let's have a look on image, and here inside this container, here we have a row. The first item of row is image, and the second item of row is another column, and which contains this title, description, and author of the news. So let's do this. So inside this container, okay, first of all let's give provide some height and width. Okay, width is double dot infinity, is it is going to take whole width of the screen, and height is going to be okay media quality. So let's see how this looks like. Okay, let me provide some color. Okay, this is occupying whole area. So let me do one thing. Let me add a scaffold here. Okay, we'll remove this later. So now let's create our app bar. Okay, let's provide some border radius. As you can see here, the border radius is also circular and its value is 10. So let's make a new row inside this container. Okay, child. Okay, after this box decoration, okay, child. Inside this child, I'll provide a row with it, and this will take children, and children is going to be a okay, first children is going to be a container containing image. Okay, I'll provide some border radius to this container too. So decoration, border radius dot circular 10, and I'll provide this some width. So this is going to be a media query dot of context dot size dot width times 0.2 or 0.3. Okay, and I will provide the background image. So image. Okay, it is going to take decoration image. And let's provide the required property, that is image, and it is going to be a title image. So let's give any image like this link. For now I'm going to enter this value, but in our final app we'll receive this data from API. So let me add a const here. So let's save this. Okay, here we have problems, so expected to find bracket. So in line number 35, okay, let's reload this. As you can see here, there is a small image, so let's provide some property to this image, that is fit, and fit is going to be a boxfit.power, or we can say boxfit.fill height, so it will fill the entire height. So as you can see here, this image fills the entire height of this container. So now we are going to make another item, that is column. So let's make a column, and it also takes children's. So let me wrap these two widgets with flexible widget. So I can provide some flex value here. So let me wrap this widget with also with a flexible. Now I will give this of flex of 2. Okay, let me write this code again. For this flexible widget, I have another flexible widget. Okay, what's the problem here? The name parameter, okay, child is prepared. We are going to put this flexible child. Column. Inside this column we are going to provide children. Okay, we will provide flex of 2 here, and inside this column I'm going to provide a text widget containing title. Okay, this is our title, and another text widget containing description of the news. Okay, this is our description. Okay, let's see this. As you can see here, the title and description is barely visible in the screen, but we will customize this and make it visible. So let's okay, let me add const keyword here to get rid of this brown blue underline. So let's provide some style. Okay, style, text style, font size 20, font weight bold, font is going to be a font weight dot bold, and color is going to be black. Okay, black looks fine. As our background is going to be white at the white at the end, so this green is just for testing purpose, for making debugging easy. Okay, so actually let's copy the real data slash national. Okay, here we can see the response, and let's pick this title. Election Commission 6 clarification from the Highline Lana. Okay, okay, let's give some padding. Okay, let me wrap this widget with the padding, and this description also with the padding. Okay, now I will reduce this font size. Okay, it seems quite bulky, so let's reduce this to 17, and I will provide some max lines property. So max lines is equals to 2, and we have to provide some overflow property, so that it can show some overflow when the number of lines crosses that limit to. Okay, text overflow dot ellipses, that means it will show some dots after the second line. So let me show you. So if I enter some random text here and the number of lines exceed 2, so it shows 3 dots at the end. Now, okay, let's provide some style to this description also. Okay, style, text style, font size is going to be we are going to use default font size. Instead we'll provide some properties called max line. Okay, max lines is going to be 3, and we'll provide the same overflow property. Okay, let's reload this. Okay, this is as it is. Okay, let me provide this description. Okay, let me get read from this quotation. Okay, let me refresh again. Okay, so you can see here the description is of 3 lines, and okay, let me add another widget, text widget, showing the author name. So text okay, by okay, so I'm going to add this in our container. So you can see here author name is also shown at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is wrap this with row widget, and I will okay, what's the error? The constructor being called is on the constructor. Okay, so we have const here, so it got an error. So let's add const in these particular widgets. We are going to remove this later because the value we are receiving will be from API and this will not be a constant. Okay, now I have to add const here. Actually this list is going to be const. Okay, I will provide the main axis element. I will use this property to align this at the end of this author name at the end of the row. So main axis element dot int. So this goes at the end. So now, okay, let me remove this white and green background and make it white. Okay, if we look at the final app, okay, let's see. Okay, we nearly achieved same, but we are missing this shadow here. So for this we are going to use a card widget. Actually I'm going to wrap this container with a card. Sorry. Okay. And I will provide some elevation of 20. Okay, now you must see the shadow here. As you can see here, shadow is also shown. So we have made this widget successfully. So let me get rid of this scaffold. Okay. Okay, now in the screens I'm going to make. Okay, we already have a new home screen, so let's do some steps here. Go down as. Okay, this is going to be a stateful widget because we are going to perform some okay, we are going to get data from API in this screen. So let me make a stateful widget. Okay, let's give it a name, new zone, and let's make a scaffold. Scaffold. FR. Okay, I'm going to add that container in the body. So actually outside this app, okay, body, and here we have a widget called ListView, and it will take children. So let's edit this file. Okay, I will remove this FR and I will remove this scaffold too. For this I'm going to get rid of this bracket and this body property and this scaffold keyword. Okay, this must work fine. So I can add this widget news container inside this list. Okay, news container. Okay, news container. Okay, let's add a const here. Okay, let me make both. 2 or 3 containers. So here we have a shortcut in Visual Studio Code, that is shift plus alt and down arrow, which is going to duplicate the line. So, and I'm going to navigate to this news home page from our home screen. Okay, from our home container, news home page. Okay, let's restart the app. Okay, let me click on this, and as you can see here, the list of those widgets is added here. So I think our UI design part is completed. Now we'll begin API stuffs. So for this we are going to use a package named HTTP, which will help us in sending a GET request to our API. So let's add this. So for this, go to terminal and type command Flutter space pop space add HTTP. So if you want to learn more about this package, then you can go to pop.dev and explore its documentation and example. HTTP. As you can see here, everything is explained here, so you can take a reference of this. So here you can see the method install. Okay, Flutter pop add HTTP, we have done same. So we are going to use another package named Flutter webview to show the web views of news that we have script. So let me source that Flutter webview. Okay, it's actually webview Flutter, and let's see installing. Okay, Flutter pop add webview Flutter. Okay, let me copy this and I will paste it in terminal. So if you check it prospect.yaml, a new package okay, this is added here. As you can see here, HTTP and webview Flutter. So now go back to our project directory, and inside this lib folder I'm going to create a new folder named API helper. Okay, inside this I'm going to create a new folder called news API dot, and I will make another folder containing a model of our data. So let me make a folder named model. Okay, in the lib directory. Okay, let me delete this now. Okay, I don't know what happens with my VS Code. It is not allowing me to delete. Okay, let's leave this as it is, and I will make a new folder here named folder. Okay, inside this folder I'm going to make a news model dot. This model contains the types of data that we are going to receive from API. So let's see the response here. So what we are going to receiving is a link of that particular news, title, author, description and image, and all of these are string. As you can see here, it is these data are enclosed within a quotation. So, so let me make a new class named news. Okay, inside this class let's add final string. Okay, string title. Okay, we have to add this word sign that will check either our value is null or not. Okay, that will actually, this is going to prevent null value. Okay, so whenever uh, we try to pass null value to this, then we are going to receive error. So final string image URL, final string description, okay, final string author, okay, title, description, image URL, author, and news link. Okay, final string link. Okay, we have error here, so let's create a constructor. Okay, in this news API dot dart file, let me delete this. Okay, let me import that HTTP package. Okay, import package http/http dot dart. Okay, and there's add a prefix, that is http. Okay, now we are going to create a new asynchronous function. So let's give a name. Okay, let's import material package also. I am VM. Okay, now let's create a new function called get news. Okay, this is going to be a async. And this is going to take one argument named news type. Okay, news type, and here is our base URL. So let's make a string named base URL. Okay, and let me copy this API URL. Now let's create a variable named response that is going to keep this data here, this whole data that we received after sending our GET request in this URL. So var response is equals to http dot get. Inside this we have to parse this URI. So URI dot parse, and the URI is going to be a base URL plus news type, that is https://ttmwebscraper.com/news type, that is money, either money, national, sports, Tally, etc. anything. Okay, so we will check that our request is successful or not from the status code provided by this response. So let me create one if statement. If response dot status code is equals to 200, okay, status code. Okay, actually we have one bracket missing here, and I think the spelling is wrong, so let me write this code again. If response dot status code equals to 200, then okay, again we have one bracket missing, so this is fault of that GitHub Copilot. Okay, so if it is successful, okay, we are going to receive this status code 200 when our request is successful and it provide data. So I'm going to create a new variable called JSON data, in which I will pass this body of this response. Okay, we are missing this await here. Okay, await, okay, await http.get. So we have received the error here. So now in this JSON data, we'll decode this body of this response. Okay, and the body means this data. Okay, we will decode this in JSON format. So for this we have to import that convert library. So let me write the code first, and okay, this will automatically going to import that library for us. So inside here, response.body, response.body. Okay, so now the data formatted in the JSON format is stored in this variable JSON data. Now let's create a empty list, and we'll add this data one by one inside this list. Okay, using a for loop. So first of all, let me create a empty list here. Okay, list of type news. Okay, news, and let's give it. Okay, let me import this class. Okay, actually this news is what we have defined in model. This means we are going to receive this title, image, URL, description, author, and link. Okay, so let's give a name. Okay, my news, and this is going to be empty. Now I'm going to create a new for loop for var news in JSON data is this JSON data contains this whole data. Will iterate among all this data each time. Okay, so here you can see list of 6 news is here, and this loop will run for 6 times and provide us these values. Okay, for var news in JSON data, we will create a new variable of type news. There's new, add a name, single news. Okay, single news. Okay, this news is little bit wide. Okay, and inside this single news of each data, that is title, description, is added. Okay, news, and this news required, and this title, image, URL, description. Okay, so title is going to be news title. Okay, let's go back to news model and add this. So now we don't have error. Let's add a semicolon. So let's repeat this step for all the data we have. Okay, GitHub Copilot recommends me this code, so let's have a look in this code. For image URL we have image property. Okay, let's see here. For image we have image, that's right. And for description we have description, and for author, and for link, okay, link. Okay, this code must work fine. So now we are going to return first we are going to add this particular news in this list my news, and we will return this my news. Okay, so let me format this. Now I'm going to my news dot add single news. After this I'm going to return my news. Okay, this is the case when our request is successful. Okay, that means the status score is 200. So if it is not successful, we will throw some exception. So let's in the else case we will throw exception showing unable to fetch data, fetch news data. So this code must work fine. Okay, actually we don't need this material here, so let me remove this. Okay, this code must work fine. So if something went wrong, then we will come back here and change and improve. Okay, so let's go back to this new zone. Okay, and in this new zone we are adding this news container by hand. So inside the body we are going to use a future builder. So in the future we are going to call the API, and we will build this news container on the basis of the data that we receive from the API. Okay, so let me remove this code, and inside this body I will write future builder. Okay, future builder. Okay, this will take two properties called future and builder. So future is going to be our API call. So let's call our API, that is news type. Okay, sorry, get news, future get news, and we have to provide one argument. So for now I'm going to add sports. Okay, we are going to add and this category is will be provided from the first screen. So whenever we tap from national, then the type national will be provided instead of this sports. Okay, we are going to change it dynamically after sometimes. Okay, at the end maybe. Okay, let's provide a builder. Okay, builder will take two parameters. Okay, that is context and snapshot, and this snapshot is asynchronous snapshot. So async snapshot SNAP SHOT. Okay, and this is going to be a snapshot. And it is going to now we will check if we have received data from the API successfully or not. So for this we are going to check if snapshot have data or not. So let's write code. If snapshot dot has data, this means our request is successful and we can write our UI part here. So we are going to return ListView dot builder. Okay, this will take two properties called item count, and item count is going to be the number of data, okay, length of the data available or returned by that API. And inside the item builder we are going to return the widget that we have built previously. Okay, this will return news container. Okay, for now let's create const container and let's reload the page. Okay, here we have some errors. Okay, the body might complete normally, causing null to be written, but the return type widget is presently not nullable. Okay, we'll check. Okay, if this doesn't have data, we are going to return a circular progress indicator at the center of the screen. So in the center widget I'm going to add a circular progress indicator. Circular progress indicator. Okay, let's add a semicolon here, and so let me add else condition here. So if the snapshot doesn't have data, then this is going to be executed. Simply this is going to return center text, center child text, okay, unable to get news data. Okay, as this code is dead, because when this condition is failed, then this is going to execute, which means this will never execute it, so we can skip this else part. So let me remove this. Okay, let's reload this. Okay, let's rebuild. So it's loading, and if you see over here, the number of data, the number of this news container is same as the number of data returned by our API. Here is also 6 and here is also 6. So that means our API request is successful. So so let me just print down what we have got. Okay, here whenever we make a API call, before returning my news, I'm going to print this. Okay, print my news. Okay, let's debug print. This doesn't work. Debug print minus. Yes, the minus is list. We are going to convert it to string, and this will print. Okay, let's have a look in our console. Okay, let me clear this and I will restart the app. Now let's click on this national and it's loading, which means the request is pending, and here we can see instance of news. So that means our request is successful and we have received the response. So here we are getting instance of news, which means this whole news. Okay, if we want to see the exact data, then we can pass okay, my news 0, maybe title like this, 0 dot title. Okay, now we must see the title of the first list. Okay, so let's do this again. As you can see here, you can see the title on this here, Nagarpati Tamang's here lead after second round. So let's verify this either this is correct or not. So our while calling this API, the news type is, okay, let me check, news type is sports. Okay, so let's go to our browser and /sports sports. As you can see here, the title is same, Nagarpati Tamang's here lead after second round. Okay, so we are receiving the data successfully. So let's replace this data with the data we received from the API. So let's go back to widgets and this news container. Okay, this is going to take these arguments. Okay, final string, image URL, and title, description, author, and link. Okay, now let's add a constructor. Add final field. Okay, now we will replace the first hard-coded value with these values. Okay, instead of this image, okay, we are going to use image URL, and this null check operator must be there, and const keyword must be removed. And here in this text we are going to replace with this title along with null check operator, and let's remove this const and add the const keyword. So this const keyword simply prevent our app to build same thing multiple times. Okay, so if it is const, then it will be same forever, so it is not going to change, and it is built only once. So now let's change the description. Okay, description not. So and here we have to add author name. Okay, by okay, string, Okay, evaluation of this constant. Okay, this is not a constant. Okay, this must work fine. Okay, it's integrated here in the container, so let's provide these values in the news home. So let's create a new variable data here, and this will contain snapshot.data. Let's give it a name here. Okay, now this news container takes these 1 2 3 4 5 arguments, so let's pass these. Okay, and let's do one thing. Okay, in the news container, okay, it is included within a curly braces already. And now image URL is going to be a data index. Okay, index dot URL. Okay, and this is not a const. Okay, index and image URL is a URL. Title data index title. So this index value is going to change in in each iteration. So in the first iteration it is going to be a 0. Okay, it will take a data from data 0, and it takes URL from that particular data set, and in the next iteration this value is added, incremented actually. So we have 6 sets of data maybe, so it will iterate about 6 times. So this value is going from 0 to 5. Data description. And one more thing guys, I will provide the link of this API source code and the source code of that API that we are currently using in the description below, and you can watch our video series on how we can develop the API that we are currently using Python. So if you have prior knowledge in Python, then it is going to be easy for you. Okay, data index dot description. And author data index dot author and link. Okay, data. Okay, data index link. Okay, these are required parameters. So let's run the app. Let's run the app again. Okay, here we received an error. Okay, no such method error. Class news has no instance getter URL. Okay, so let's see. Actually, image URL is not URL; it's actually image. Okay, let's run the app again. Okay, another error. Okay, let's see what exactly this is. Okay, source material class news as no instance Twitter image. Let's go to the class news and its image URL, not image. I think it's image URL previously. Image URL, and let's go to this API. Okay, image URL going to be news image. This is news image. So let's run again. Okay, now the error is solved. Okay, as you can see here, all the data is displayed. Okay, this is sports data actually. So here is our image, title, description, and author. So we have latest 6 news from that Kathmandu Times website that we have scrapped. So one more thing missing is whenever we tap in this container, nothing happens. Okay, what we are going to do is whenever we click on this container, our new web view will be opened in our app, and this URL will be launched in that URL. Let me show you. Actually, this link, okay, this link will be launched as a web view inside our app. So for that, we have, if you remember, we have added this package webview Flutter. So we are going to use this package. So, and let's see the documentation of this package. And here it is mentioned that, okay, nothing is mentioned here. Let's see how we can use this. So we can simply use this widget webview and provide our URL and JavaScript node, and we must be good to go. So inside this screen, let me add another dart file named webview screen.dart. Okay, let's import that package first. Import package. Okay, webview flutter slash webview flutter.dart. Now let's input material package flutter slash material.dart. Now let's make our stateless widget named webview screen, and we are going it is going to take one argument, that is URL, final string, what URL, and okay, let's add a constructor. Now this widget is going to return scaffold, and inside the body, inside the body we are going to use the widget provided by this package, that is webview. And if we hover over here, we can see all the properties, and this will take initial URL. So let's provide this. Okay, initial URL, it is going to be our URL and JavaScript mode. This is going to be JavaScript mode dot unrestricted, so that we can navigate inside that website. Okay, let's save this. Okay, so inside this news container, I'm going to navigate to this web view screen when anyone click on this container. So inside this news container, I'll wrap this card with a widget called inkwell, and this inkwell is going to provide us on tap method, and this method is going to be a void function, and here we have to write navigation code, that is navigator.push context material page route. Okay, R capital here, and this will take builder. Okay, now this will return webview screen, and let's import this webview screen. Okay, the spelling of inkwell is actually I think and capital W, and here we have error. Okay, we forget to add a comma. Okay, let's rebuild our app and let's see either it works or not. Okay, let's click on this. Okay, let's click on this news, and we got exception here. So let's see. Okay, on handled exception, platform exception. So let's build our app again. So we haven't built after adding those packages. So let me stop this and I will build this app again. So this must work after building. So while it is building, we can pass some arguments to this news container, actually this home container. So while going to this news home page, it will take some data and it will display the or it will call API on the basis of that news category that we have passed. Okay, here we have got an error. So that is, okay, the plugin webview Flutter requires a higher Android SDK version. Okay, mean SDK version 19. Okay, by default the SDK version is 16, minimum SDK version is, but this package requires mean SDK version 19. So let's add this. So for this, go to this Android directory, inside this Android app, and in this builder Gradle file, you can see the mean SDK version option under this default config, and here instead of this Flutter mean SDK version, you have to write 19. Okay, so let's save this and run again. So in this news home page we are going to make a new variable and add this. uh, okay, let's take some arguments. Final string, title, and final string news category or news type. Okay, category. Okay, let's add a constructor. Now we are going to give this title and category instead of this hard-coded data. So here is title, and it is not going to be a null. Actually, it's not a constant const. So you can see here our app is built successfully, and let's fix this and we'll see. Okay, title, okay, undefined name title. Actually it's a stateful widget, so we have to write widget dot, okay, widget dot title, and it is not going to be a null, so we have to add a null check operator, and here also same, widget dot category and not null. So from home screen we are navigating to new zone. So while going to this screen we have to pass these two arguments. Okay, so let's go to widget and home container, and we have to provide these two parameters. Okay, so title is going to be this title, and category is going to be the title bot. This title bot, it must be in lowercase. Okay, title dot to lowercase. Okay, we got an error. The method to lowercase cannot be unconditional input because the receiver can be null. Okay, we can null check operator. Okay, this must work fine. So let's remove unnecessary imports, and let me restart the app. So now when I click on national category, then we have to we are going to fetch the data of that particular category, that is national for our particular case. So if we click here, the title is national here, and data is from national category. So let's verify this here. That's national. As you can see here, title is same. Okay, election commission 6 clarification from Dahal, Rana. Okay, same here. So our app is working as expected. So let's click on this news and let's read the whole news. So we can see this news from Kathmandu Post, and we can read this. So let's try for other categories. Okay, let's see of this sports category, and here we have sports news. for this money category. Okay, we have this news. So guys, our app is working as expected, and I think we have built this app that this is same as this app. So let's see. Okay, let's know. Actually these two apps are same and functioning nearly same, or not nearly, exactly same. Okay, so guys, that's all in this video. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any problems while following the steps on here, please don't hesitate to comment below. Thank you for watching.